read a short bit from this book. I wrote this book and unfortunately I haven't got any copies. I blame it on Brexit. We blame everything on Brexit. Pretty much. So, quite often people ask me when they interview me, because I made some clothes in the 1960s. I mean, I had absolutely no talent for it, I have to tell you this. But anyway, but it's a good story. So, this is about me making clothes. This is a little glimpse of the 1960s in London. Okay. In London, I met Jay, a working-class Chelsea lad with long hair, a dose of acne, and a great deal of style. He knew the scene pretty well and persuaded me to go into business with him making clothes. I knew next to nothing about it, but he was streetwise and had dealings with shops such as Granny Takes a Trip and the World's End. With the enthusiasm of youth, we struck out. The game was to find suitable materials, decide on a style, get some nice ladies to sew things up for us, and sell the goods to unsuspecting punters. One place we looked to buy material was Kensington High Street, which then had a variety of old-fashioned department stores with rolls of materials, such as pontins, where in the basement we discovered bolts of old floral crepe. It was like the 70s TV sitcom, Are You Being Served? The blue-rinsed ladies wearing perms and rustling stockings led us long-haired lads into dark storage rooms to rummage amongst the remnants, which we bought at the best possible prices. We delighted in our discoveries, prompting in Jay a particularly high-pitched laugh when pleased, while he swished the hair out of his eyes. For our enterprise, Jay and I enlisted the help of Carmen, a dark-haired beauty and one-time girlfriend of pianist Georgie Fame, who opened her little black address book for us one rainy afternoon. A number we copied out was that for Eric Burden, or so we thought when we called him. He asked us over to a small concrete ground floor flat in West London, where the door was indeed opened by Eric Clapton, that is. I can't recall if this was a success, but it was certainly amusing. This is the cult, so we met Jimi Hendrix, this is our best customer was Jimi Hendrix. He loved wearing crazy clothes. In fact, the more outrageous, the better. We went to see him one afternoon in his flat, and after showing him our merchandise, sat around for quite a while, drinking tea and smoking joints, as you did in those days. When he disappeared into his bedroom, I found a Robert Johnson record and put it on the turntable. And on Jimmy's return, he was pleased to find young white kids digging this obscure stuff. Still, after all the hanging out and chatting, we thought, what about the sale? What should we do? We didn't want to be too pushy, so we thanked Jimmy, and we were ready to pick up the clothes lying on a chair when he said, how much do you want for them? What, all of them? We hesitantly replied. Then we went through each item in our elevated state and came to what seemed a fair price. Jimmy produced the pound notes and we fell out onto the street. What a fine gentleman. The culmination of our Hendrix experience was the one-off jacket in which Jimmy appears on the front cover of the US pressing of Are You Experienced, and the rear sleeve of Electric Ladyland. The photo was shot in Kew Gardens by Carl Ferris. An Irish girl called Julie created the jacket. Until then, she'd drawn swirling psychedelic designs on silk ties. So we made this jacket. It had two eyes on the. You may have seen it. It had two eyes. A kind of weird psychedelic jacket. Anyway, and we took it to Jimmy, who squeezed his skinny frame into it and was delighted. He paid us £60. I understand it sold some years ago to the Hard Rock Cafe for $12,000.